Hey guys, what's going on? It's Waldo Sayer here for episode number 6 of my Los Angeles Angels franchise here on OOTP 17. We are here at the trade deadline, July 31st, 2017. We are currently 60 and 38. If you look at the schedule, we scuffled a bit coming out of the All-Star break. We got swept by the Astros, and then we lost the first game to the Rangers. But ever since then, we've gone on a 5-game winning streak, so I guess we've kind of evened the ship. If we go to the team home screen, just looking at where we rank in the American League, we are 8th in runs scored, 7th in batting average, 9th in OBP, 8th in home runs, 14th in stolen bases, 5th in runs against, 7th in starters ERA, 2nd in bullpen ERA, and 8th in defensive efficiency. Just looking at that to maybe see where we could improve at the deadline here. One thing to note, I did do a trade off screen. It was actually through like the mail thing where other teams send you a trade. I got Zach Lee from the Los Angeles Dodgers for Alexi Ramirez, and I got this because, as you all know, we do need pitchers pretty badly, and I figured that this guy, he seems to be doing pretty good in the Pacific Coast League too, which is it's not always that easy to do well as a pitcher down there. So I decided to get him. His ratings seem to be pretty solid. It seems like he has a fastball and a changeup, and maybe not much else. So, I mean, at worst, he'll be a very serviceable bullpen piece, but hopefully he'll turn into a pretty good starting pitcher, which is obviously something that we need. So I'm going to send him down to AAA. Whoops. Where's that? The 40-man? There it is. Oh, it's actually the 42-man. That's right. And then that. Okay. There we go. So we have a lot of space on our 42-man roster. There you go. But yeah, we are here at the trade deadline. So if we go to lineups and depth charts, sort by OPS. So Mike Trout, I guess he's getting back to his old ways. He's hitting 273, 369, 491, 19 home runs, 48 RBIs, 80 strikeouts to 48 walks. So that ratio is not as good as it was last year. But at this point, he is a 3-win player. Brett Lawrie, he's having a really excellent season, as is Martin Prado. Cole Calhoun, doing about what I expected. Pujols is having a really off season, at least in terms of batting average. He does have close to 20 home runs, but that batting average and the OBP, it's not what I'd like to see. Carlos E. Perez, he's come back down to earth. John Jay, he's doing solid as the starting left fielder ever since Aoki went down. Casillas, it seems like he's having trouble holding down the fort there at shortstop. CJ Crone, he's come back down to earth too. Now he's only hitting just above 240 with only 1 home run. Joe Mauer, he's hitting above 250, so I can't say I expected him to do much better than that, to be perfectly honest. I was hoping he would provide us with a good upgrade over Crone, and I don't know, I guess he has, I don't know. Ramos, he's not doing too well offensively, and Hinshaw, it seems like starting him when Trout went down was not the best idea because it seems like he had a bit of a rough go of it. Moving over to the pitching staff, sort by ERA. So Mike Morin, he's not injured. He's just day to day for a little bit. Although he's been having a lot of setbacks, which I don't really like to see. He's doing really good, as is Greg Holland. Brett Cecil seems like he's having a little bit of trouble. Melanson, he's doing okay. Jose Alvarez, he's still having some issues there, like he has been the entire season. But Walden's doing okay, and Bedrosian, was this our Rule 5? Oh no, this was the guy we who was this guy? Did we sign this guy or did we call him up? Maybe we called him up. Oh yeah, we called him up. Okay, yeah, okay. That's the guy we called up. He's is this his first full season? Yeah, okay. So well, he was up in 2015. He didn't do too well there either. So maybe some bullpen help would be good for the playoff run. Looking at the starting rotation, we've kind of fallen off a bit. Richard still has an ERA under 4, but Santiago, Heaney, Lincecum, and Eichhoff all have ERAs above 4. I mean, Santiago's is closer to 5 than 4, as is Eichhoff's. So maybe finding a starter that could fortify this rotation would be good, because going into the playoffs, I don't really like the 1-2-3 of Richard, Santiago, Heaney, or Richards and any of these other 2 guys. I really don't. So I think the one thing we need to do is find a good starting pitcher. Because I'm fine with our lineup. I think our lineup can can get it done. I mean, looking at that lineup, Jay, Trout, Calhoun, Pujols, Maurer, Prado, Casillas, Ramos, and Laurie, I think that can get it done in the playoffs as long as we have good pitching. I mean, it's gotten it done so far in the regular season, but if we don't have good pitching, it's going to become a bit of an issue. So I think the one thing we need to find definitely is good pitching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make up some packages here, make up some deals for a starting pitcher. So I will bring you guys back if I find anything interesting. Alright, here we are. We are back. That took a lot longer than I would have liked it to. But I think I found the trade we're going to do. It's going to be with the Cincinnati Reds. We're going to be getting Raisel Iglesias, and we will be giving away Heaney, Taylor Ward, Kiner Pina, and Daniel Casillas. So let me just take you through my mindset. Obviously, we needed to get rid of a starting pitcher because we'd be getting Iglesias or whoever back. And the Reds really wanted Heaney. I tried doing it with Eichhoff, but they didn't budge with that. And I didn't want to get Santiago because I'm thinking about moving him to the bullpen maybe. But I don't know. I might just keep him in the rotation. I don't really know. But the Reds really wanted Heaney, so I decided to, give him to them. And, the age difference, it's not too much. Heaney's 26 and Iglesias is 27. So I figured that would work out. The only real prospect I'm giving up in this is Ward. But as you can see, he's really just all defense. He's never going to really develop any offensive, good offensive rating. So I was fine giving him up, even though he had the 4-star potential. Pina, he's never going to be anything special. His defense is nothing to write home about, and his offense is never going to be anything good either. So I was fine giving him up. He was more just a throw-in. And Casillas, he was that guy we signed in free agency. But I figured this guy, he's basically a stopgap anyway, because when Simmons comes back next year from injury, this guy won't have a spot on the team. So I figured I might as well, they wanted him, and my head scout's not too high on him. The OSA ratings are much more higher on him than our head scout, and I trust my head scout, so I was fine putting him in the deal. And Iglesias, he's rated both highly by the OSA and our head scout, so that's something good right off the bat. And the scouting reports, which, take them for what you will. Apparently Iglesias is going to become a borderline ace, and that's what we need at only 27 years old. That would be, perfect. So doing this, which we're going to do, doing that gives us a solid 1-2 punch at the top of the rotation. So now instead of Richards and Santiago and Heaney, now we have Iglesias. Hold on. Now we have Richards, Iglesias, and Santiago, and he just pitched 2 days ago, so okay. We'll just roll with that for right now. But I like that trade, so now we have a solid 1-2 punch, and then we, for the third pitcher in our rotation, at least now we have some options that I'm fine with. So looking now, that's basically what our pitching staff's going to look like heading into the latter part of the season. Now we do need a shortstop, though. That is the one problem about trading Casillas, is now we don't have a shortstop. So let me just look down here. I wonder, can Prado play shortstop? No, he cannot. Damn. What about... He can play second and third. I feel... I want to put this guy at short just to see what happens. Can't be that bad, right? Alright, yeah, you know what? I'm going to put Prado at short. I'm going to put... Alright, I think Marte, we're going to give him another shot. So we're going to call Marte up. That's lineups. So we'll put Marte at third. Just like that. And then you're shortstop. Okay. And now we need a backup infielder. So let's call up somebody else. How about, who has good defense? You have solid defense. You can't hit for you know what, but defense ain't too bad. Is there any good people on the waiver wire? Aaron Hill. That's interesting. Now, when does his contract up? Oh, a vesting option. Requiring 135 games. How many games have you played this year? 57? I think I would do that. I might put in a claim on this guy, Aaron Hill. I say this guy, like he's a nobody. He can play. He can't play first all. Well, not. He can play second and third pretty well, and he can play shortstop if you need him to. All right, yeah. We're gonna put a claim in on Aaron Hill. Claim player, okay. So let's see if we get him. If we get Aaron Hill, that would be nice. And I know I have to fix the lineups and all, but I'm hoping that for at least 3 days, it'll be fine. But I'm pretty happy about that trade because I keep saying it, but like the first episode, I said that we needed pitching. Like it was, pitching was a very big need for this team. And so I'm pretty happy that we got Iglesias. He's only 27. He'll be with us, for a while. Ideally he'll be with us for the next 10 years. That would be nice, from 27 to 37. That would be ideal. But what is this? Oh, okay. Okay. There's that. So, I'm pretty happy. Now as I mentioned earlier, we do have a solid 1-2 punch, and especially when you get into the playoffs, I was not going to feel comfortable with Richards, like Heaney and Santiago. He's slightly tired. All right, because I don't want him to get lit up in his first game because. Okay. Well, you're rested enough. Actually, yeah. Okay, you're rested enough. So let's see. Oh, no, we lost to Boston. Damn. I haven't even been paying attention to how we were doing. I'm kind of more interested to see if we end up getting Aaron Hill, because that would be nice. All right, nice. So we did get Aaron Hill. So we're just going to do this, and then we're going to go to rosters and transactions. We're going to put him on the Major League roster, like that. And where is he? Aaron Hill. So you will be backup second baseman, third baseman, and shortstop. Okay, so let's fix this lineup here. Let me get Laurie up to, fifth. And then Prado, Mauer, Ramos. Okay, I like that. Yeah, okay. So we're going to copy that lineup and the depth charts. Then we're going to paste. Okay. And then, do we play any more National League teams on the road? Yes, okay, we do. I was having to see if we were gonna have to set this this non-DH lineup, but I guess we will. So, paste the lineup, paste the depth charts, and then paste lineup, paste depth charts. So I believe. No, so what we're going to do is put Mauer, or not Mauer, yeah, we're going to put Mauer on the bench, put Pujols at first. Mauer loses his spot, and then we just go Ramos, Marte. Yeah. And so then once again, Pujols goes to first. Mauer loses his spot, and then Ramos and Marte. Okay, so that's it. So there was your big deadline deal, so to say. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to simulate to the start of September, see where we are in terms of the standings. Right now we are, where are we? 7.5 games up on the Rangers, so I'm not too concerned. As long as we keep playing like we are, we should be good to go. But we're just going to simulate up ahead until the start of September, so I will be back on September 1st. Alright, we are here Friday, September 1st. Our team got completely effed by the injury bug. Sorry for the language, but see, Joe Mauer got injured, John Jay got injured, Brett Laurie got injured, Cam Berdosian got injured, so we had to bring Zach Lee up, who, to his credit, he's doing pretty well. We had to put Chad Hinshaw at left field, and that's looking like a bad idea. We had to put Yarborough at second base. So, everything went wrong, and we played so badly that Texas is only half a game back of us now. Now, the good thing is that they're the only team we have to worry about. The bad thing is that, we have some trouble because we were 7.5 up. That's how badly we've played. Like looking at August, like we lost. It was a very bad month. You see, we lost, win, lost, win, lost. Then we won 2, and then we lost 2, and then we win, lose, and then we lost 3 straight. We won 2, and then we did this little lost, win, lost, win, lost, win, win, lost, win, lost, 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 win. So it was a very bad month. Unfortunately, the good thing for us is that now we have the roster expansion. So now I can call up Bedrosian back to the team, or Bedrosian. What is it? Bedrosian. Okay. So we do middle relief. We're going to keep Zach Lee in here because he's actually been doing pretty well. Going to make sure avoid high leverage with Alvarez. Iglesias seems to he's having a little bit some issues here. He's got there's 3 quality starts there, but then these 2 other bad starts, kind of around. It seems like he was doing well, so I'm not going to look too much into it. But let's just go on ahead here, see last month of the season. So we played Texas. Actually, let me check this. We played Texas 1, 2, 3, 6. We played Texas 6 more times. All right, so we're still in first, barely. We're at 20 games above 500. Laurie's eligible. Okay, that's good. So now we're going to do this. Then Laurie's going to go back to second, please. And then Laurie back to second. And I don't know if we play any more National League teams, but Laurie goes back to there. And he goes back to there. So now we're just waiting on John Jay. So I don't know if did I mention John Jay? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. So we really need John Jay back badly, so because Hinshaw's not going to cut it, and we don't have a better alternative. And please don't get swept, whatever you do. And we got swept. We're still in first, though, and Nori Aoki suffered a setback. It will now take at least 7 weeks. Ah, wonderful. Everything's going well so far. I love it. See, everything was going so good, and then we hit August, and everything just like shit the bed. All right, there we go. Well, that's a big win. If we sweep this, that would be awesome, because that gives us... Oh, okay. Well, we can't lose 2 out of 3, especially not to this team that's right on our tails. And now we're in second place. When was the last time we were in second place? That's actually something I would love to know. Oh, now we're back in first. Yay. We need John Jay back. Okay, I might need to make a lineup change here if we get swept again. Even if we don't get swept, I think I'm going to need to make a lineup change. Because this is ridiculous. We've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... We've lost 6 out of 7 in September. Our offense... Look, we scored 2 runs, 1 run, 3 runs, 1 run, 2 runs. We got to change this offense up. This is ridiculous. This is not something that a playoff team would do in the month of September. You don't deserve to be in the playoffs when you're losing 6 or 7 here in September. And you're only scoring like 2 runs a game. Look, still, we won, but we only scored 2 runs. Okay, there we go. All right, so we took 2 out of 3. That's a start. That's momentum. All it takes is 1. It only takes 1, man, and then you're right back on track. Look at that, 2 wins right there. I'm thinking because we got what? Hopefully 80 wins right now. I hope I didn't jinx it. So hopefully we'll be 80 and 59. I'm thinking maybe... Ah, nice. And Mauer's eligible. Okay. Let's get you back in there, my mans. So we're going to put Crone there. Mauer back at first. Crone. Mauer. Crone. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. And Mauer doesn't play. Okay. So team info, scores and schedule. Oh, we're playing Cincinnati. I wonder if Iglesias is gonna pitch. We just swept a 4-game series from the Twins. Let's go. We've won what 1, 2, 3, 4. We've won 6 straight. Is Iglesias pitching? Ah, man, Iglesias just missed the series. Damn. Iglesias could have pitched against his old team. That's a shame. Nice. There we go. Lose 1-7. Okay. All right, now I'm feeling a little more confident since we just went on that 6-game winning streak. So I'm in a bit of a better mood now. All right, there we go. Okay, I think we're good to go up. Oh, no. It's our kryptonite, the Oakland Athletics. Oh, 11 runs. 4. This team is really... You know what? I take back what I said about, a team not deserving to make the playoffs if they lost 6 out of 7 to start the month. Because this team is getting hot at the right time. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Just hoping I don't jinx anything. Because it would be really, really bad if we collapsed and we didn't make the playoffs. That would be terrible. All right, now the Astros swept us coming out of the All-Star break, so maybe use that as a bit of motivation here to maybe, sweep them. That would be nice, especially with this series against Texas coming up. Okay, nice. Jay's back. This one, lineups. Hinshaw, get your ass out of there. You're killing us. Good thing now is that we can do Hinshaw. And Hinshaw. Yeah, we don't play another National League team, so I'm not worried about that. John Jay. Oh, no. But that would have been great, wouldn't it? We're losing like 6 straight, and then I come back to the lineup screen, Mike Trout's not in the lineup. That would have been awesome. Okay. Scores and schedule. Okay. So we lost the first game against the Astros. We got shut out. We scored 4 runs. That's a little better. Please. Okay, so we just got swept by the Astros. So, I should have checked this. Okay, let me go check the standings. Oh, my gosh. We were tied with them. So we're now 1 game back. We are, at least we're, in a pretty good position for the wild card, but I'd like to win the division so we don't have to worry about that. Because in my Phillies franchise I'm doing, I was just in the wild card game against the Mets, and we lost 4-1. That was actually a pretty good game, I'm not going to lie. I was really nervous over a game. It's pretty pathetic when you think about it, but... Alright, anyway, no time for jokes. This is serious. This is really starting to get serious. Don't get swept. Please don't get swept. The suspense. I like it. This is like when that Jaws music starts playing. Bro, please don't lose 5 straight. Or 6 straight. Yeah, this would be 6 straight losses. Okay, alright. At least we salvaged something, but still, it's a shame we don't play Texas. That was our one, we've had 2 good chances to gain ground, and we've only won 1 out of 3 games in each of these series. It's not good. It's not good at all. It's a shame we can't play the Twins 4 or 5 more times. That would be nice. So let's see. So we do have 3 games here against Seattle. Okay, there we go. Now we're only a half game back because the Rangers didn't play. So who do we have? We have 4 games against Seattle. We have 7 games against Seattle. Oh, no, not Houston again. Not Houston. I don't get it. Houston gives us so much... They've given us so much trouble this year. It's ridiculous. They're not even as good as they were last year, at least record-wise. I mean, I guess they still have the same players, but... I don't know. We control our own... Well, I can't say that, because the Rangers just have to win out, basically. But, I mean, they're not going to do that. We just... we can't control what the Rangers do. All we have to do is win games. That's all. I mean, if nothing else, we've guaranteed ourselves... Well, not guaranteed, but we've put ourselves in a good position for the wild card, although... After being in first for so long this season, I think the wild card, that'd be a little disappointing. I mean, it will be nice to be in the playoffs, don't get me wrong, but, we were, when was the, I might have to look back, at this season to see when the last time we were in second was, because if I remember correctly, we were in first for a pretty good part of this season. Because I know we were first going into the All-Star break. Then when we were first coming out of it for a while, I mean, heck, when I left and said, okay, I'll be back September 1st, we were 7.5 games up on the Rangers, and we blew it. We collapsed. And, admittedly, part of that was due to injuries. I think that's a viable excuse for why this team started doing so bad. I mean, we had Hinshaw at first, or not first. We had him at left field. We had one of our good relievers go down. Maybe not one of our solid relievers. Let's go with that. If you can tell, I'm just trying to fill time here because every time I click the next day thing out of the park baseball stops. I get that not responding thing. So I'm kind of just trying to fill time here. I don't know why it always does this towards the end of the season. It is a little annoying. I think it's my computer, to be honest, but not much I can do about that. Wow, this is really taking a long time here. We have won the first 2 games of this series against the Mariners, though, which is good. It's a shame we're not trying to get this division from the Mariners, but good H2O there. Gotta get some good H2O in the body. 1:20 p.m. Yo, I just realized that trade took forever. My computer is really working to simulate this game here. I hope I don't lose any of this progress. Oh, that's why it was taking so long. Okay. So we were scouting players. Oh no, one of our Owls players is retiring. Oh no. Okay, so we lost to Seattle. We're still a half game back. That's really starting to piss me off just a little bit. Okay, come on. Come on, we're still a half a game back. I don't get it. When we lose, the Rangers lose, but if we can't gain ground. We're still a half a game back. Oh, yo, we're in first. Okay, I think we're going to have to break out the 3D stadiums for the first time. We're going to have to play these 3 games. That's what we're going to do, homies. We're going to play these 3 games. I don't know how long I've been doing this video, but look at this. So we're tied 90-69. We're both 5-5 in our last 10. We've both won our last game. We're not even guaranteed a wild card spot. Although I think we just have to win, what, 1 game? Yeah, I think if we just win 1... Well, nah, because the Red Sox are there. I don't know. Okay. Alright, either way, we're going to do this play game. We're going to do the old 3D stadiums for the first time. Alright, so unfortunately, I forgot that when you play games, they have the sound effects in the background, and I forgot to turn those off. So this part of the video will be me post-commentating over this, but don't worry, it won't happen again. I'm just going to remember to turn the sound off when we do play these games again like this. But anyway, so you see the first game here, it's going to be Garrett Richards against Taijuan Walker. First game of this last 3-game set of the season. In a tight race here with the Texas Rangers, and Seattle gets one in the first inning, so not a good start. Nothing in the second for either 2 teams. Sorry, I'm just kind of watching this. Seattle gets another one in the third, and then nothing in the fourth. So it's kind of alternated runs here in the first few innings. But then we got a nice little run here until Richards let up 2 runs in the sixth. So now it's 4-0 in favor of the Seattle Mariners. And at this point, I was kind of realizing that I made a mistake. I probably should have at least had a pitcher warming up for Richards instead of just having him, pitch 6 innings like that. That is a bad habit of mine. So I decided to warm up Jordan Walden and probably put him in there in the bottom of the 7th. And you see right here, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Walden in for Garrett Richards. The score is still 4-0. Our offense has just been getting shut down so far today, unfortunately. And at this point, I'm just going to warm up another pitcher. I believe I ended up choosing Cam Bedrosian just because he was the best of my available options. And I didn't want to put Morin in just because I didn't feel it was necessary at that point, down 4-0 in the 8th, to put Morin in. So I see that Walden was only at 10 pitches, but I decided to play it safe and put Bedrosian in. So you see, we still didn't score any runs in the 8th inning, and Bedrosian lets up 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and we end up getting shut out by the Mariners and Taijuan Walker, 6-0. But lucky for us, the Rangers did lose, so we're both 90-70 now with both 2 games remaining. So now this is the second game of this 3-game set. It's going to be our main man that we acquired at the trade deadline, Rafael Iglesias, going up against James Paxton. So top of the first here, I noticed that Mike Trout was hitting leadoff for some reason, so I actually changed that after this game. You see, it's a pitcher's duel through the first several innings. Then we ended up getting 2 runs in the 5th. Seattle still with no runs on the board. Iglesias coming up clutch here. He does let up a run in the 6th, but he is able to get through 7 innings without allowing more than 1 earned run, which was good. But at this point, I saw that he was a little tired, so I decided to bring up Mark Melancon, one of our better relievers, in the pen. Obviously, I could have put up more in, but I was kind of trying to save him for the 9th, which, either or. I mean, there would be benefits to having your... I guess I could have pitched more in, but I don't know. Looking back on it, I probably should have. But anyway, you see here, Iglesias, he did get 1 out easily, and then he got Marte swinging with a on that full count pitch, which is good. It said it looked like ball 4, so I guess we got a little lucky. And then we ended up walking Seager, and I decided to visit the mound, and he said, I'm exhausted out here. Might have rather you taken me out a batter or 2 ago, which I probably agree with. I mean, he was tired to begin the inning anyway, so I was, kind of rolling the dice, seeing what he could do, and he only let up a walk to his benefit. But you see, Mark Melancon had a pretty solid season, so we have Jordan Patterson, and Melancon swung a fly ball down the right field line. Calhoun is digging hard, but it's high, long, and Patterson ended up hitting a home run, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 8th to give the Mariners the 3-2 lead. And right here, I'm just like a little disappointed because, I kind of like figured like, damn, I should have put Morin or even Holland in there. But, and then you see here, we get this BS out that didn't mean anything. But then we head on to the top of the 9th inning, down 3-2 after leading for almost the entire game. And we don't really have the best guys up. I checked what's going on. And I saw Texas lost to Houston in 13 innings. So I wasn't happy because we were losing to Seattle, but at the same time, at least they weren't winning. You see, we have the bottom 3 in our order due up, so I wasn't really expecting too much. And you see Maris swings lifted in the air to center, but Austin Jackson able to come down with it out there in center field. And then you see this was Wilson Ramos grounding it over to Ketel Marte, so now it was quickly 2 outs, and then quite possibly the worst hitter on a starting lineup, Jeffrey Marte. He's up to bat. He's gone 1 for 3 with 1 double, 3-1 pitch, and Marte is aboard with a walk, so I couldn't be too upset with that. And then Mike Trout comes up, so I guess this was a benefit of having him accidentally hitting leadoff. So Zeik kicks and delivers, swung on hardline drive toward deep center field. Jackson goes back on it, but he can't run it down. The ball hits off the wall on a hop. Marte to third, and Trout has a double. I was thinking it's a shame Marte wasn't faster because we could have tied up the game, but unfortunately we could not. But now we have John Jay up to bat here. Men on second and third. So the tying run's on third. The go-ahead run is on second. 0-1 count. Jay swings. Hard shot on the ground to the left side towards short. Marte hauls it in. Throw to first, and Jay is out. So unfortunately, we end up losing the second straight game of this series to the Seattle Mariners. 3-2. We probably should have won that game, but oh well. And then at this point, I received a message about John Jay wanting to come back, and that kind of reminded me, okay, I should probably put Jay down into or Jay up to the leadoff spot. I don't know exactly how that got switched around. I'm guessing it's when I put Jay back in at left field, or maybe that's when I accidentally had that Trout issue, or I accidentally took Trout out of the lineup or something. But either way, you see Texas did lose again, so we're both 90 and 71. You look at the wild card; it's a 4-way tie between Boston, Detroit, LA, or us and Texas. So there is a possibility that we wouldn't make the playoffs. If we lost and the other 3 teams won, we'd be out because they'd all be 91 and 71. We'd be 90 and 72. But at the same time, if we win, we're pretty good unless all 4 of those teams win. So we were in a pretty tough position here because even if we won, we weren't necessarily guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. More likely, we'd probably have to play a play-in game to even get into the playoffs. But here you go, last game of the last series of the season. Santiago going up against Hisashi Iwakuma here. So Santiago, he could end up being, really big part of this. If he could just come up clutch and we win the game, then we wouldn't really have to worry about as much. If we lose the game, then we need some help. But if we win the game, at least we guarantee ourselves a play-in game, nothing else. And here I am looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, and Detroit is winning 11-1, so it's pretty clear they're going to get at least one of the 2 wild card spots, most likely, unless they completely blow it. Unless Boston ends up winning. And here I am looking for I see Boston. They don't start until 5 o'clock. And I see Texas. They won against Houston 4-1. So we need to win. We need a really big win here. Because now they've won. So we just need a win to stay in. So this is kind of like the worst of what was supposed to happen. Texas and Detroit are both won. Boston still hasn't played yet, but I imagine they're gonna win. So at this point, I kind of hope that Santiago can come clutch, and there he goes. That's up his first run of the game in the fifth. Our offense, we have 7 hits, and we still don't have any runs to show for it. So now I'm going batter by batter here. Marte pounded hard on the ground to the right side. Laurie fielded it, threw it to first, and Santiago got the quick out, which is always good. I'm hoping he can get through at least 6 innings here. It's the top of the Mariners lineup, Marte, Jackson, and Renfroe, and we do end up getting Jackson. Here's Renfroe, 1-2 count, got him swinging. So Santiago was able to give us 6 strong innings there, but we're still down 1-0. The Mariners have 1 hit and 1 run. We have 7 hits and no runs. So I decided to warm up Jordan Walden once again here in the last game of the season. Decided to put him in there in the bottom of the 7th, seeing if we could get anything going here in the top of the 7th, and we could. We have Ramos on 3rd and Jay on 1st with Mike Trout up to bat, and Mike Trout struck out, I should say, unfortunately, so we could not get Ramos home from 3rd. So we're still losing 1-0 despite having 9 hits and the Seattle only having 1. So now we're going to put in Jordan Walden, see if he can do something for us, at least keep this game at a 1-0 deficit. And he is able to do that for us. So now we're going to actually, I believe we warmed up either Holland or Morin. Yeah, we warmed up Morin. So he's going to end up pitching the bottom of the 8th for us. So we're going to see if we can get anything going here in the top of the 8th. And we could not. So we're still getting shut out here for the second time in 3 contests against the Mariners. We put in Mike Morin, see if he can keep this deficit at 1. And he can. So now we're here at the top of the 9th. We have our 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. I don't want to say unfortunately, but obviously in a situation like this, you'd like to have maybe your Trout, your Calhoun, your Pujols, and your Laurie up, but not much you can do. So Seattle's closer, Tony Zych, is in 7-6 this year with a 2.76 ERA and 85 Ks. He's saved 31 games and only blown 4. So Prado ends up starting off the top of the 9th with a strikeout. So quickly we have 1 out. And now a 1-2 count. Mauer's in, and he struck out as well. So Zych with 2 quick strikeouts. And now we're down to our final batter, Wilson Ramos. 2 outs in the 9th. Into the windup, the pitch. Ramos swings, grounded to the left side. Marte makes a clean pickup, throw over to first, and Ramos is cut down. So we end up losing to the Seattle Mariners, and we ended up finishing 90-72 on the year. So obviously we did not win the AL West. We needed a win to stay in that race, but unfortunately we lost. So as you see, the Texas Rangers clinched the AL West at 91-71, and we were 1 game back at 90-72. Detroit ended up winning at 91-71, so they gave us so they clinched the first wildcard spot. So you saw Boston lost like I thought they would because they were playing Tampa. So we have to end up playing them, unfortunately, in a play-in game just to get into the playoffs to play what is essentially another play-in game, which I was a little upset about because we were in first for almost the entire season, and to collapse like that towards the end of the year to where we have to play a play-in game just to get into the playoffs, it was a little upsetting. I'm not going to lie. The fact that I'm this upset over a game, it's probably not good, but anyway, we got to play this game against Boston. The good thing for us is that we had home field advantage, so take that for what you will. But you see, we're going to have Garrett Richards going up against their ace, David Price, so it's not going to be easy for us to get this W. So we're going to start this off here, and I'm just wondering what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. So Boston, they get nothing in the first. We get 1 run in the first, so good start. But then Richards lets up 2 in the second. We counter back, so at least we're keeping up with them. But Boston then scores 2 more in the third. And I was a little pissed at Richards at this point, having let up 4 runs. Then we couldn't get anything, and then Boston got another run, so it's 5-2. So Richards really did not help me out like I thought he would. I was kind of hoping he would put up a good performance going up against Boston's ace and David Price, but unfortunately he was not able to do that for us. He did last 6 innings, but having let up 5 earned runs, that's not good for us. So I decided to put in Mike Morin this early in the game because we needed to put him in just so the deficit wouldn't get any worse. So I saw Richards was okay, but I decided to put Morin in because I couldn't risk anything else. I couldn't risk Richards letting up any more runs. And you see that we scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. I was really excited at this point. I almost jumped out of my chair because I wasn't expecting this team to do that. So I had to check the box score. You see Calhoun had a run-scoring single, and Albert Pujols had a 2 RBI single, both in the bottom of the 7th. So we did end up knotting the game up at 5 late in the game. And so I see Mike Morin is okay. And I was going to put in another pitcher. He's like, you see me moving the cursor here. I was like really excited because like I didn't expect us to score 3 runs in the 7th. But I decided to warm up Mark Melancon in the hopes that he wouldn't let up another home run like he did the other day. And so you see Morin starts off with a leadoff walk, but I still see he's okay, and I trust him more than almost any other pitcher in my bullpen. And he told me he wasn't tired, so I trusted him. And I mean, granted, he wasn't tired, but you see, swing by Ramirez, 1 hopper to short, could be 2. Prado flips the second for 1, the relay to first, and got him. 6-4-3 double play. And at this point, Morin's still okay at only 20 pitches. The count is 1-2. Morin winds and fires, pitch taken, a strike, and he's out. So Morin is able to get through 2 big innings for us here. And now we move to the bottom of the 8th. I decided to put Melancon in for the top of the 9th instead of Holland. So here's Prado, 2 for 3. The windup, Prado with a swing, hitting the air into deep center. Rosario after it, but he is there to haul it in. So that is 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So now we're at Maurer, Ramos, and Marte for the rest of this inning. Unfortunately, Maurer couldn't get much going. Once again, hit to Rosario out there in center. And now here's Wilson Ramos with a 1-0 count. The pitch swung on, high fly ball to right. Marquez camps under it and pulls it down. So we couldn't get anything going in the bottom of the 8th, unfortunately. But Melancon already in. I just want to make sure he was in, and he was. So going back to the broadcast view, Melancon 8-4 this season with a 3.12 ERA and 69 Ks. Pedroia steps in as a pinch hitter, hitting the air fairly well out to deep left center. I was really worried this was another home run. I was going to be very, very upset if he let up another home run. But anyway, they're going to use another pinch hitter here in Sean Coyle. And there's another one out toward deep left going back Jay to the track. And I was like, oh my goodness, this guy's not making it easy for me. But anyway, here is Yoan Moncada, the Red Sox leadoff hitter. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So Melancon does get through the inning without allowing any runs. So here we are at the bottom of the 9th inning. And I decided to warm up Greg Holland, I believe. Yep, so that way we have somebody ready for the top of the 10th inning if we don't score here. So we have our 9 hitter before the lineup flips back over, and Boston put in Craig Kimbrell, so I knew it wasn't going to be easy for us to score. Kimbrell kicks, he kicks and fires, swung on, popped up not very high to left, and Holt was under it. He made the grab, so quickly 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. But John Jay is up, and then we have Mike Trout afterwards, so I was kind of feeling a little confident, but Jay, a weak grounder over to, I believe, Mookie Betts, so that was an easy out number 2, and then Mike Trout struck out, unfortunately. So my boy Mike Trout couldn't come up clutch, so we head to the top of the 10th inning. Boston's got the red guys up, Markakis, Betts, Bogarts, Ortiz, and Hanley. So Markakis does strike out. I left Melancon in because it seemed like he was okay. So, and you see, we were pretty good for a second there. I mean, we got 2 very quick outs, and then I decided to sit Holland down because I was like, okay, well, Melancon's going to get through this inning, no doubt about it. He got through Markakis and Betts pretty easily, but you see Bogarts, Melancon gets the sign for Mamo, swings and delivers a hot shot on the ground, left side, and it's through into left field. At this point, I probably should have put Holland in, but I put too much faith in Melancon. You see, pitch in the dirt past the catcher, so Bogarts on a wild pitch gets into scoring position with 2 outs, with David Ortiz up, a 3-2 count, and Melancon is set. Here comes the pitch. Ortiz swings, ripped through the right side for a base hit, and you know Bogarts is going to get home on that. So the Red Sox take a 6-5 lead here in the top of the 10th inning. And at this point, you know, I was kind of pissed off at myself because I was like, I should have put Holland in. I don't know why I kept Melancon in. And then eventually we get, you know, this 1-2 count here on Hanley Ramirez. I believe we struck him out, or he grounded out. I forget what happened. Yeah, Holland from the stretch. He deals 95, and he went downstream. So we got the little BS strikeout, which didn't really matter because we let up that 1 run in the top of the 10th. So we do have the right guys up to maybe get this run back. Calhoun, Pujols, Laurie, the heart of the order. So, but Calhoun ended up striking out swinging. And here's Pujols on the 1-0 count. Grounded weakly, left side near third. Moncada moved in, grabbed it. And that was 2 very quick outs in the bottom of the 10th. So Laurie represents our last chance here to go to the playoffs. But he struck out. So we ended up losing the play-in game to the Boston Red Sox, and we didn't make it in. So, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy, because I certainly did not enjoy collapsing like this. New video out tomorrow. As always, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.